Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Got a little bitty news video here. Just kind of a one topic news video here that should be kind of interesting. I mean, some people might kind of know what it is with the outfit that I'm wearing, but before I get into that, again, I'd like to welcome everybody, and especially anybody new. If there's anybody new out there that's just passing on through and happens to see this video, hopefully you enjoy it. If you do, hit that like button. If you really enjoy it, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to check out some of the other videos. And if you enjoy it, hit like and subscribe. Helps get the channel out there, and helps help what is it, the algorithm or whatever. It helps the algorithm kind of get the channel out to a broader audience. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the content, and if you do, hit like and subscribe. That'd be awesome. Now, I saw this just a little bit ago, which leads me to this, that Jake Oettinger and the Dallas Stars have kind of reached a bit of an impasse in contract talks. Now, Jake Oettinger is a restricted free agent, and so he's been sitting down. Him and Dallas have been trying to work out something, and apparently they're not close. Now, Oettinger this last year only made $925,000. Now, you would think too, because as I look through here, and again, I'm so glad I found Cap Friendly, because this site is so cool. The Dallas Stars have, where are they here? I got the whole list of the teams that are above the cap and either at the cap or below. The Dallas Stars have a little over $10.3 million in cap space. Now, I don't know exactly what they are offering Oettinger. I'm not sure what they're offering in comparison to what Oettinger is wanting. But the fact that he's making $925,000, you got to think with the playoff run that he did, he's definitely getting a raise. How much? How much of a raise do you give him? You want to give him $4 million? $5 million? Do you want to do like a 4 or 5 year deal? Four times 5, maybe? Or 4 times 4. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what Oettinger's wanting. But it's interesting because I started thinking, with the fact that Dallas and Jake Oettinger are kind of at loggerheads right now, it had me thinking, okay, we haven't seen an offer sheet at all yet this year. This offseason. Not one. Haven't seen one offer sheet yet. So it had me wondering, okay, who would have the space? Who would have the balls, and who would have the cap space to throw an offer sheet at Jake Oettinger? And looking at some of these teams, especially if Oettinger is wanting, say, a 4 or 5 year deal. Say Oettinger is wanting $4 million a year deal, $4 or $5 million a year, times 4 or 5 years, and Dallas is only willing to offer him three at, say, 2.5. That's pretty far apart. And from what I was reading, they are relatively far apart. So I'm not sure what Dallas is offering, but obviously Oettinger does not think it's enough. And it just has me thinking, Dallas has over $10.3 million in cap space. What are they doing? He's a really good young goaltender. And, not just the fact that he's, again, another good player from Minnesota. Not just that, not just the fact that he's from Minnesota, but he's really good. He almost goaltended Dallas into the second round because he was fantastic in that series against Calgary. I mean, fantastic. I mean, the saves what did he make of that last game? Like 60 plus saves? It was sick. He stood on his head as much as he could. But, so I mean, he's obviously going to get paid. I don't know what Dallas obviously is offering, but I think Dallas is maybe kind of shortchanging him a little bit. It could be, though, that maybe he's thinking that his value is a little, is maybe a little too high for Dallas's liking. So it had me thinking, who would have the balls to put out an offer sheet and the cap space? Well, there's not a whole ton of teams here. Now, I mean, if you're talking, say, $5 million a year, he's young. He's a good young goaltender. $5 million a year, if that's what he's asking for. Now, again, I don't know if that's what he's asking for, but I have to think it's somewhere probably between the 3 and 5 range. And, Dallas is one of those teams that have the cap space to do it. But, and looking at some of these other teams, they already have goaltending. They already have pretty decent goaltending on their teams. And it had me thinking, who would potentially have the cap space to do it? And I'm looking at teams like, could Detroit throw an offer sheet out there? Detroit has $10.296 million in cap space. Could they throw a 4 or 5 year times 4 or 5 million a year at Jake Oettinger? Because if an offer sheet is submitted, the Dallas Stars have 7 days to match it. Now, just totally a hypothetical number here. Say that, and it's it's possible too. Maybe Chicago could maybe throw an offer sheet out there. Chicago's got almost 10.6 million in cap space. But let's just say the number, just hypothetically speaking, let's say the number is 4 or 5 year deal at, say, $4.8 million. Now, where that would fall, because I was curious, and another thing I like about Cap Friendly, they have almost every tool you can imagine. Because I was like, okay, what are the offer sheet? What's the compensation for an offer sheet if a team doesn't match? Well, say Oettinger gets offered $4.8 million a year for 4 or 5 years, that would be a first round pick and a third round pick that would go back to Dallas if they didn't match that offer sheet. So, and that doesn't sound that terrible. I mean, you'd be getting a first round pick, but you'd also be getting a third round pick. And it's interesting, looking up all the prices that you would get in the offer, and then in comparison to the compensation. And this is another one of those things, because I'm thinking I might do a deeper dive into the offer sheets. I might wait and do that until I get like a whiteboard to do it, so I can kind of write it out on there so everybody can kind of visually see it. But that's just me throwing a number out there. I don't know what the offer currently is and what Oettinger is wanting, but we're probably 6 weeks away from training camp. Six, maybe 7 weeks away from the start of training camp, and what happens if Oettinger isn't signed? Do we see an offer sheet? Will a team have the guts or have the balls to throw an offer sheet at him? These are just things that I'm thinking, because he is a restricted free agent. You could do this. A team could do this. A team like Detroit could throw an offer sheet out there. They have the cap space. Chicago potentially could do that. A lot of these other teams that would have the space, they're pretty set in goal. I mean, Winnipeg's got some cap space, but they already have Connor Hellebuck. Ottinger's gonna want to start, and he deserves to be a starter. I look at teams that aren't that great in goal right now. I mean, the Islanders are in a good position. They have Varlamov and Sorokin. Of course, Anaheim has Gibson. Another team I thought that maybe could throw an offer sheet in there is maybe Buffalo. Because Buffalo, let me just see here. Buffalo has some insane cap space. Buffalo has over $19.5 million in cap space. Now, their goaltending is Eric Comrie and Craig Anderson. They're paying $3.3 million for two goaltenders. Why? Buffalo. Why not? Why not give it a shot? If I'm the Buffalo Sabres and I got a chance to upgrade my goaltending, why not Jake Oettinger? That would be a big coup. That could be a big coup there. But the thing is, though, I think for Buffalo is you would have to weaponize that cap. You'd have to try to weaponize that cap space and try to where you may potentially overpay for him to get Dallas to not match. Because honestly, I think for $4 or $5 million for 4 or 5 years with a first and a third round pick, I honestly think Dallas matches like that. Now, $6 or $7 million, which I do think would be an overpayment. Ottinger's good, but $7 million good? I don't think so. I think that would be a little bit of an overpayment, but to get the player, you may have to overpay. And the thing is Buffalo has the cap space. They could get away with overpaying for him because they have over $19.5 million in cap space. So maybe they say screw it. We'll offer him 6 and 6. 6 times 6. What does Dallas do there? $6 million a year? Or better yet, say 6, because for a first and third round pick, it would be the highest level for a first and third would be $6,302,230. So otherwise, if it's over that, it would be a first, second, and a third. So if it's over 6, so if it's the range between to get a first, second, and third would be at least a $6,302,231 offer. Then it would be a first, second, and a third. I don't know. I mean, again, I look at a team like Buffalo. Could they really weaponize that cap space and try to get the player, by potentially overpaying? I don't know, but I think I'll I'll wait and do a little bit of a little more of a deep dive into the offer sheets when I actually get the whiteboard and that. I've been kind of looking at different boards to be able to write on, so everything will be a little more visually. If I'm like when I do career videos or I do stuff like this, because some I've had some people comment, they're like yeah, these are good, but we kind of like to see the numbers. We'd like to actually see the numbers in the video instead of just writing it down on on just this and this is good. This is a good thing to take notes on, but then to also transfer from here onto a board so everybody can see. So that's kind of where I'm thinking of doing that. But yeah, so Dallas and Jake Oettinger, they're kind of at an impasse. Again, I'm not sure what the offers are or how much Oettinger is wanting, but what do you guys think? Do the Dallas Stars and Oettinger at some point come to an agreement? Or do you think there's a team like maybe Detroit or Chicago or Buffalo? Do one of them say, here's this good young goaltender who's like 22 or 23 years old. Maybe they're like, heck with it. We'll throw out an offer sheet and we'll cast a little hook out there. We'll cast a little hook out there in the form of an offer sheet, and we'll see if we can reel him in. I think that could be interesting. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. I'd love to know, do you guys think Oettinger and the Stars figure out a deal? I kind of think they will at some point, but I think the thought of an offer sheet out there could be real interesting. And is there a team that would do it? And if there is, who do you think would do it? I'd love to know what you guys think on that. And again, if you were new, hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you did, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. That would be absolutely fantastic. You guys are absolutely terrific. And again, the more likes that get out there, the more the channel can get out there to people. And yeah, gotta love restricted free agents and when they can't exactly come to an agreement. So Dallas figure out something with Oettinger, or is there a team out there that's gonna get crazy and decide, we're gonna offer sheet him? Let me know what you guys think. Talk to you guys again later.